Hi there and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'm going to be looking at another of my collections that I've recently started, and that is a collection of something called Funko Pops. Now, I hadn't really heard of Funko Pops until I started a challenge with my brother, one of my brothers, where we were to try and accumulate money via sales on eBay. So we were to buy and sell only from eBay, starting with £5, and whatever we bought we had to try and resell back on eBay to try and make a profit, and then we would reinvest that into another product and so on. I will do another video on that to let you know how I'm getting on with that challenge and how my brother is also getting on. But as a result of that, I started looking at things that were collectible, and again probably things that appeal to those perhaps with a little bit extra cash in their pocket. Those are a bit older perhaps who collect things. So these are Funko Pops, and this is one that I've recently acquired from the film Coming to America. So again, I'm keeping with the theme that I had with my car collection of films that I really enjoy, or programs, or things that I remember from earlier on in my life. And so this is Prince Hakeem, and he's played by Eddie Murphy in the films. And again, Eddie Murphy in this particular film plays, I think, 3 or 4 different roles, as does the gentleman alongside him who plays the role of Semi. He plays at least 3 or 4 roles as well in the film. It's a great film. I really love it. So that is a relatively new pop that I've got. Now, I am keeping those in box for display purposes, but there are a couple that I took out of the box, and here's one of them. So this is a little Halo figure from the video game Halo, complete with gun, etc. And I'd made this purchase thinking I was going to use it as part of the challenge, but then I decided not to, so I opened it, and the detail is actually pretty impressive on the figure. The paintwork, etc. There's a lot of detail on these. So they've gone to a lot of time and effort to produce these. So they're not cheap. They're not a knockoff. You usually find them from about, I don't know, £7, £8, £9, £10, but often they can go quite a bit more depending on how old they are. And again, like any collection, certain models become more desirable. So for example, this one here, Prince Hakeem, is going up in price, and partly I believe that's because there's a rumour that they're going to make an additional film, a sort of a follow-on from Coming to America. So that is going up in price. There also, when you collect things, there's vocabulary that you become familiar with once you start researching things. So again, when I first looked at them, I had no idea what they were. Now I know that you get chase varieties. That means that they come with a particular style. So for example, this one is Optimus Prime. For obvious reasons, the Transformers are awesome. And again, from my youth, I remember the Transformers. I remember having some of the models and playing with those. So that's why I got Optimus Prime. But this one comes with a Chase edition, which has a more metallic blue helmet. So not a massive difference, but again, it might make it more valuable in the future. And they also, apparently, Funko vault their Funko Pops. So after a while, they will not make any more. And therefore, if it's vaulted, it's going to, again, possibly increase in value. So you learn all the different vocabulary with collecting. My next one that I've got, again, who doesn't love Ghostbusters? One of the most amazing films, I think, from my childhood. I remember sort of almost wanting to be a Ghostbuster, and Slime in particular was my favourite character, I guess. But again, the detail on this, you can't really see through the box, but he's got a trap in his hand, he's got the goggles on, he's got his photon pack on his back. And again, like all collections, you'll see that there are a number of characters in a series to collect. So again, that appeals to the collector market. But you know, you've got to love Ghostbusters. Now this next one, I actually bought almost by accident, on an impulse buy, if you like. Slightly bigger than the previous one. So if I just show you, that's the Ghostbuster one that I've just shown you, and there's a slightly bigger one. So this is a character called Mr. Snuffleupagus from Sesame Street. And again, as a child, I loved Sesame Street. We used to watch it all the time. You had Big Bird on there. You've got, what was it called in the trash can? Oscar the Grouch. You've got Elmo. You've got the Count. Some really classic characters. So again, a great sort of thing to sort of remember really from my childhood. Which brings me to the final one I've got to show you today, which again, an amazing cartoon when I was younger. I had some of the action figures. I've since sold them. They go for silly money, and that is He-Man, Masters of the Universe. An amazing series again, and the original figures and the original Battle Cat and things like that go for really silly money on the internet. Again, it's people like me, people of my age, remembering their childhood and trying to recapture a little bit of their youth with a little bit of the spare cash that they've got. But this actually I felt was a more affordable way, in a way, of recapturing that whilst also getting into something a little bit newer with a newer collection, a new style of collecting. So that's my Funko Pop collection. Hope you've enjoyed seeing a little bit about it, hearing a little bit about it, and seeing some of the pops I've got. I do plan on getting a few more, but again, like anything, you could sink all sorts of silly money into collections. So you've got to know when to stop, and you've also got to focus your collection as well. So I hope that's been of some use, or you found it entertaining, and I'll see you again for another video soon. Take care. Bye-bye.